Hello, this is the Linux Gamer, and with the KSP 1.10 Shared Horizons update, one of the things we got, well, was of course comets. And of course, there's the Rosetta mission in the ESA missions category, but I thought I'd do a different ESA mission to a comet, although I already did the Rosetta mission just from the mission screen. But I'm going to try and recreate the Giotto, something like that, mission to visit Halley's Comet, or Halley's Comet, or however that comet's name is pronounced. And that was launched on an Ariane 1, which I've attempted to recreate here. I think I've done a reasonably good job. I'll probably put a picture on screen so you can be the judge of that. Anyway, here we go. Our four representative Viking engines firing up. I did use some auto-strutting because otherwise, as you can probably tell from the shape, this rocket would have, if I had not turned on auto-strut, some pretty severe noodle rocket syndrome, so that's just something to note. By the way, I already have a Comet candidate. It was in a reasonably Halley's Comet-like orbit. Can't remember what its in-game name is, but yeah, it's a comet. And the Giotto mission was just a flyby, so I don't need to be too precise with orbital maneuvers, since I don't need to worry about, like with the Rosetta, any kind of docking or landing or anything once I actually get to the comet. I also should really be launching into some kind of an inclined orbit, but since I don't care about efficiency, I'm not. Anyway, blow off the fairing, and here's my Giotto probe. This is another good time to put something on the screen to see how close I got it, but anyway, we've got our second stage here with one Viking engine. Of course, there isn't any actual Viking engine analog in KSP, even with the Shared Horizons ESA update, but I thought the T-45 worked well enough as a representative Viking. Of course, in real life, this stage would be for orbital insertion. It wouldn't be relightable, but who cares about that? I didn't bother to get the staging entirely correct. I think the tank sizes aren't ideal either. Anyway, here's our target, Ordo 1. So I'm going to try and intercept it at periapsis, so I'm going to want to burn retrograde against Kerbin's orbit. Might want to wait a little longer though. Or not. That's actually a pretty good encounter right off the bat, and I can make adjustments in interplanetary space. Okay then, that worked pretty well. I should probably have added some batteries because, yeah, when this thing goes into shadow, it just completely dies because it only has the 10 electric charge that comes with the RGU. I could probably have addressed that, but I forgot. Anyway, just finishing off the fuel in stage 2 here. And onto the third stage. This was a cryogenic stage, unlike the hypergolic first and second stages of the Ariane 1, 2, 3, and 4. The Ariane 5, of course, is a completely different rocket from the first 4 Arianes. That uses a cryogenic first stage with 2 very large solid rocket boosters. Anyway, not sure why I'm going on about this. I'm also just gonna, it has tons of delta V left, but I'm just gonna ditch the 3rd stage and do the rest of the maneuvering with the RCS. Have 4 RCS blocks clipped into the tank so they didn't look too stupid, but yeah. So now I need to plan a better intercept, since I want to get pretty close to this thing. I have no idea how much delta V I actually have, because Kerbal Engineer doesn't count RCS thruster delta V, but hopefully I'll get close enough to get a good enough view of this thing. Hopefully. Closest approach, 636,000 kilometers. I can probably work with that. Of course, in this orientation I don't get much solar exposure, but it's alright. Oh gosh, auto warp, why couldn't you just go on the highest warp setting? Why do you have to use just one below? Anyway, here we are at the maneuver node, and turn on RCS and just hit H for a really long time and hope the fuel doesn't run out. Oh yeah, I'll have tons of fuel to do this burn. Really, it's kind of a pity that the delta V indicators don't understand RCS, neither the stock ones nor the Kerbal Engineer, but you get what you get. This thing is remarkably stable. So that there's more sunshine on the solar panels, and then I'm probably going to set up a second course correction so I can get a little closer. Okay, I don't want all this information. I don't want some periapsis, don't want I just want separation at intercept. Okay, that's too big of a burn for me. Let's see. That brings it significantly closer. Honestly, I'm just playing with the maneuver node. It's not thinking too hard about like the actual orbital mechanics behind what I'm doing. By the way, the relative speed will be 9 kilometers per second, so no matter how close the flyby is, it won't be visually appealing. Also, I'm not sure why communications are blacking out while I warp, but as you can see, once I drop out of warp, everything goes back to the way it should be, so who knows, who knows. And Whoa. And the burn is complete. Okay, separation of nearly 300,000 kilometers. I can probably do better than that with another mid-course correction. Oh yeah, I've got plenty of signal strength even with the RA2 antenna, which is not exactly incredible, but it's what I chose since it's a reasonable size and it looks right. Okay, that's a little ridiculous. I guess I can just knock that out for simplicity's sake. That's too much. Prograde overhead. Gosh, if I were under normal circumstances, I would just be pained so much by the extreme cost of these correction maneuvers. Okay, next really long burn. If I remember correctly, Giotto got within like a few dozen kilometers of Halley's Comet, so oh gosh, my inconsistent pronunciation of that comet is gonna bother a lot of people, I'm sure. Okay, I can see the tail. Oops, don't do that. Okay, what could I do with normal and anti-normal that wouldn't cost ludicrous amounts of delta V? Nothing apparently that won't cost ludicrous amounts of delta V. Okay, that's plenty close for me. And of course I have to deal with slow warping to maneuver, but it's for the best, really. And I'll even still have signal strength when I actually reach the Comet. Okay, and final big burn. We'll approach within 2,000 kilometers of the Comet if all goes well, which I foresee it going well. Honestly, I should probably have looked more stuff up than just getting some pictures and general mission specs off Wikipedia, but what can you do about me not planning videos well? Okay, that's a pretty close encounter, I'll take that, make a quick save, and warp there. Okay. And just turn around to face the Comet. Beautiful, wonderful, amazing stuff. Oh, this is an epic thumbnail. And closer by the second. And there goes our closest approach. Well, that was Giotto in KSP. Actually, this is a better thumbnail. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.